Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 2v2 on Road to Kharkov. Our heroes today are going to be, in the blue, Mr. Lerovith. Let me open up this so you can actually see the names. There you go. Mr. Lerovith, playing as the blue Austere or Wehrmacht faction. And his ally, in the yellow, is going to be mamelskill, the skillest of mammals, playing as the yellow Wehrmacht or Austere, however you prefer. Now their opponent, facing them in the red, is going to be Mr. ygkhbb? I don't know. Mr. Red Soviet player. His name, there it is. Right there, you can see him. But I'll even highlight it like this. Like it's... Yeah. And his ally in the pink is going to be IkorIZips or Sips. I don't know if that's supposed to be highlighting CoH2 or it's IkorIZips, but there you go. So let's go ahead and close that out because it looks ugly. But yeah, so it's gonna be on Road to Kharkov, and it should be an exciting game. Should being the operative word right there, but well, who knows? So anyways, we see things kicking off over here on the left-hand side. We have MG42s, not Maxims. MG42s on the field for mamelskill, supporting the pioneers for lerovith over here. But not much else going on. Ooh, interesting. We see barbed wire getting laid down across the southern munitions point by the rear echelon squads of IkorIZips, who I said was the U.S. forces, right? But well, if you didn't notice already, he's using rear echelon squads and riflemen, so yes, he's from that squad. Now we have grenadiers on the field for lerovith moving down south to engage. They are supported by an MG, but it's covering their flank. It doesn't seem to be moving in to support the engagement. So the rifles are getting a decent amount of damage there on those grens, but it is a two Gren squads against two squads, which one of them is composed by a rear echelon squad. So power-wise, the grenadiers win that engagement. We do have a second rifleman squad coming into the mix, so them being there will get them the edge in this engagement. We now see the MG42 moving in that direction for mamelskill. A little bit of coordination here as we have a 2-on-1, that being two players engaging against the forces of only one. And with the MG42 setting up, one rifle squad does not actually get caught in the crossfires, and the Grens just get overwhelmed, forced to retreat on one squad down to two. The other squad is 3-man strong. The MG42 turns around to support it. It does have line of sight on the Grens, on the riflemen, as another Gren squad moves in to engage, and the rifles are forced to retreat, but not before they manage to get the munitions point far before. So we see that the Allied forces have aggressively pushed throughout the map. They currently possess all 3 victory points and, well, more than half the map, including both of the munitions point. One fuel point is still in the possession of the Axis, so they will hold strong. MG42 in the center, catching a conscript squad out in the center. Yeah, that is a conscript. I was making sure it wasn't a peanut battalion. And we have a second conscript squad moving in for the URA. They do have Molotovs engaged. They feint that they were going to be tossing one, and the MG42 packs up and leaves, so they now are free to chase it down and get right on its face. We do have another MG42 on the field for mamelskill, who has opened up with 3 MGs, which is a unusual yet effective tactic right now. His ally, Mr. Lerovith, is with 3 Grens and also getting himself a mortar. Interesting choice. I suppose he doesn't need MGs, as his ally is providing, well, as many MGs as he needs. And for the Allied forces, we have 3 rifles on the field for IkorIZips, and he has gone for the lieutenant, which we see right now. And after that, he's getting himself a car, the scout car, the utility car, sorry, for the tier 1. And his ally, no tech, just conscripts, 3 conscripts to start off with, 2 combat engineer squads, 1 from the flamethrower already, and we do know that at the very least he has gotten Molotovs because he feigned that he was going to be tossing one. Mortar on the field, providing some decent support. We do have a pair of, or well, not a pair, but a squad of riflemen hold up inside this house. The mortar quickly forces them to evacuate the house, and dislodges it with a nice shot. Oh, a nice shot on the outside. I'm pretty sure it was aimed towards the house, but the rifle squad decided to just sit next to the wall of it, and 2 of its men were taken out. Lieutenant pushes up to engage, but there is an MG42 supporting. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 MG42s in this zone. I mean, one of them is covering the center, I suppose, but we have nothing over on the right-hand side. The Germans are pretty much content to concede this territory, which is bizarre, but I mean, a combined forces here is going to be very difficult to break. We do have the utility car on the field for IkorIZips. He's going to be pushing forward. There's not much here that can oppose him. We do have the ability to Faust on the Grens, but they are not taking that opportunity right now, as you can tell right there. Gren squad does go for the Faust at the very end. They're going to retreat, but they might actually die. Very low amounts of health. The 50 cal machine gun opening up on it. Conscripts push forward. MG42 trying to stop them on the approach. Manages to suppress them in front, point blank range, doing a lot of damage, but with no more infantry support, that is going to be very difficult for that. But the Grand over there made it out alive, which I suppose is a victory in and of itself. MG42 also makes it out of there alive, and the mortar is the only thing trying to hold the line, but it's not going to do too much. Molotov getting tossed into the MG in the center. Conscripts not having too much luck, and we do have S minefields on the field for somebody who laid it down. That would be yellow player. That would be Mr. Mammal. But we see that the Allies have broken the flank on the left-hand side, and the Germans are pretty much pinned into their own base. The interesting choice. The forces of Mr. Sips ended up retreating, all three squads at the same time. Not entirely sure why. I mean, they did force away the last remaining squad there, and they could have potentially harassed the fuel, but I suppose he wasn't very inclined in on losing that point. 50 cal machine gun is on the field here, so that will be very difficult to break as well. There is a mortar on the field for the Germans, so that will help out to dislodge it, but for now, they're going to have a tough time. We do see tier 2, or, tier 2 now up for both players. We see mamelskill going for the half-track, and then following that up with a pack gun, as he did hoard up a little bit of manpower there. And tier 1 has gone down for ygkhbb, and he doesn't seem to be getting anything from it just yet, although he did get a scout car, and he lost his interesting. Oh, that's fine. Anyways, conscripts are running forward to get past the arc of fire on the MG42, managing to get some shots off behind him. The mortar was nearby, so it moves out of the way. 50 cal on top of that utility car is laying down the herd. Molotov flies into the MG, cooks it alive, and it's gonna die. I mean, there's no escaping that. The pack gun is on the field for yellow player Mr. Mamelskill, but the half-track is really the more important part of his composition right now. Mr. Red player has actually lost quite a bit. He does call in a shock troop squad now on the field, so that's kind of nice. Doctrine selection, we almost have doctrine selection for everybody's, but I suppose I could talk about that. We have the blue player, the one that we're looking at right now, Mr. Lerovith, going for the Jaeger armor doctrine. His ally in the yellow is Mr. Mamelskill, which is going to be going for a German Mechanized doctrine, or already went, I should say. And the red player went for the shock motor heavy tactics, which is why you see the shock troop squad coming out right now. Anyways, down south here, we see a big engagement, 50 cal machine gun managing to hold the line quite successfully. Grens down south coming in from a flank, but they're getting covered by a volley of the rear echelon squad, getting them suppressed and forced away. The mortar coming into play, doing quite a bit of work here, forcing away that 50 cal machine gun down to one man. The 50 cal on top of the utility car. Oh! Nice bait right there. The utility car lays down a mine. The half-track walks straight into it, and down goes the half-track. Bloody fights all over the place. Grens up into the north, or, well, not really the north, but north of that engagement. Trying to chase down a lot of troops. Oh my god, why are these guys running? Those are 3 rifles and a lieutenant engaging against 2 Gren squads. They're going to get annihilated. And even on top of that, a shock troop squad coming into the mix. One of the squads is down to 1 man. Can it actually make it out alive? Smoke grenades does get popped by the shock troops. Very popular usage of that. It's very nice to see their abilities used quite often now. They pop it in front of the MG42, breaking line of sight and breaking their suppression. They're going to run straight into it again, but they might be able to close the distance enough to get themselves a flank. Down south, we do have a scout car, or, well, now a 222 on the field for lerovith. It is... Well, it was trying to chase down the utility car, but the crew jumped out of the utility car. Ended up, Wait, what happened to the crew? Huh, interesting. Well, it looks like the crew died, but the utility car did get targeted down in any case, and it got taken out. Mortar half-track also on the field for Mamelskill. A little bit too out there. Wait, no, that's not a mortar half-track. That's his Colin. Oh, there you go. Mamelskill selects his Doctrine. Wait, no. He already had that anyways. Yeah, that's the one that comes in with the Grand Squad with an LMG inside. Oh! AT gun getting decrewed and recrewed again by those conscripts. Takes a nasty shot there on the half-track. It's about to get cleared out itself, but it did do a little bit of damage. Another conscript squad coming in for the run. We do have the scout car right behind it. Could actually go for the kill. The conscripts decide to almost look like they wanted to get the AT gun, but they just ended up taking massive amount of damage. Scout car looked like it wanted to chase them down, but they made it out of there alive. So a nasty engagement right outside the gates of the base for the German forces, but they managed to push that away and have recovered territory. We see the troops moving out to re-engage. We do have an AT gun still left there on the field, which will be very easily recovered there. But yeah, anyways, I was going to say that Mr. Sips has gone for the Airborne company, which is, well, what he has right now. Rifle squads now equipped with bars. Oh my god, sorry about that. Rifle squads now equipped with bars and supported by the lieutenants, so they have a lot of anti-infantry firepower. They're able to hold the line quite effectively, but they are now getting shot at by an MG, getting two of them and forcing them to crawl out of the way. Grand squads down south, recapturing finally the munitions point, fuel point again getting captured by the MG42 behind. And behind over here, we do have another scout car on the field for ygkhbb, and he has his combat engineers in there, but he's just utilizing it to cap right now. He's not harassing with it. Gonna be kind of hard to harass with it, considering the existence of this 222 on the field. So I guess it's understandable having it all the way over there on the edge. Half-track pushing up with its Grand Squad inside, getting shot at by the U.S. Forces AT gun. Takes a nasty shot there to the frontal armor and is forced to back off. Gonna need to repair once again. It does have a Pio squad nearby, but there's no half-track yet. Or where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. On the field, so this Pio squad needs to get, well, not repaired, but reinforced. Finally getting those reinforcements, so it will be able to get those repairs going rather quickly. Because, believe it or not, the speed of repair is completely dependent on the amount of members of the squad. So if you have only one member on a 4-man squad, you're repairing at 25% speed. So there you go. Grant's crawling back. We do still have the AT gun, and we should have a 50 cal. Yeah, 50 cal is up here. Probably going to be holding itself up in that house. And I do have to say, for, you know, information purpose, I suppose, or total transparency, I don't know. I said on the last game that I was going to be formatting my computer. I did, and we're still getting those little stop freeze things, but, well, there you go. Panzer Grenadiers prepping up a bundle grenade. They actually take a little bit too long to throw it and are forced to retreat down to one man, almost get themselves killed. But if they had thrown it into the clump there of infantry, I mean, that was 4 squads clumped up together in the same cover. Would have been amazing, but unfortunately, they took a split second too long to toss it, and they were forced to retreat before it went off. Up in the north, we do have the half-track trying to stop the approaching infantry. That is conscripts and shock troops. They do have their LMG equipped and are able to inflict a decent amount of damage, but that's a lot of infantry for one car to deal with. MG42 down south, stopping the infantry from approaching. They managed to decap the victory point, and victory points have been bled for the Axis all the way down to 247, and the Allies have not suffered any loss whatsoever. We see a massive flank here by the conscripts and shock troops getting right on top of the troops. We do see the MG42, however, turning its sights to face the approaching infantry and does a lot of damage to them. Molotovs get tossed at the Grand Squad, cooks them alive, and one conscript squad is going to be taking the brunt of the damage, getting lost in the engagement, and suffering the consequences for getting too ballsy and getting in the middle of your enemy. T-34 now in the field for ygkhbb, and he doesn't follow it up with much, but he has suffered a lot of losses. His entire army now consists of a conscript squad and the shock troop squad and the combat engineers, and that's it. T-34 is his mainstay right now. He is trying to chase down the half-track, putting himself between a tank and a, well, a bunch of riflemen. Grand Squad inside just gets eliminated. Didn't really stand a chance, and the T-34, well, feels pretty proud of himself. He didn't get the kill awarded, but I mean, he contributed to that more than anybody else. Pack gun is down south, needs to keep looking in that direction to stop the tanks. We do have a Jackson tank destroyer on the field for Mr. Sips. Pack gun turns around, gets a shot off on the Jackson. Jackson gotta get the hell out of there if he's smart enough. Takes a second shot to the face. Decides to sit in the pocket. A third shot will fly. Nails it, and down goes the Jackson to the impressive abilities there of Mr. Sips. That is the easiest way to lose a Jackson, and that is to bring him up to shoot at an MG. Anyways, 50 cal machine gun and all the infantry forces forced to retreat. We do have the major on the field here for Sips, so he doesn't really mind too much at this stage retreating. I mean, it is a little bit of a short trip to the base, so he's not gaining too much, but he can easily retreat and come back on the field and keep a presence, so it's not too bad of a deal. Over on the far right-hand side, we do have Grunt Squads trying to recapture territory, but they are being harassed by a T-34. T-34 gets nailed with a Faust on the rear, and it suffers engine damage. But we do see... Ooh, interesting. Calls himself a sniper? Yeah, sniper on the field for ygkhbb. So that's going to be quite a nice addition here. He's actually going to be able to push quite aggressively over on the left-hand side. We do have a mortar that could threaten it, but... Well, I mean, it's moving all the way to the front lines, which is not exactly what you want to be doing with a sniper squad. In fact, a sniper squad shouldn't really ever get suppressed by an MG42. It definitely shouldn't just sit in front of MG42 taking consistent fire. It's down to about half health. The MG42 did get taken out, however, but a second MG42 is now firing at the sniper. Sniper manages to cloak, so, well, ballsy, but I guess it worked. And the sniper's now pinned. It's a little bit... Come on. Gets mortared. Down to one man. Sniper still on the field. Shots completed to fly. There he goes. It retreats. First smart decision that the sniper made. Oh well. Grunt Squad pushing all the way up. Getting supported by the pack gun. T-34 taking massive damage to the rear armor. Gets Fausted again. Down to about 25% strength. There is a two-man combat engineer squad supporting it, but the pack gun wasn't able to finish it off. We do have a Panzer IV command tank on the field for mamelskill. That Panzer IV, its best option here would have been to go up and chase down the T-34. Wow, sorry about that. That caught me off guard. But it is currently going down south to engage the AT gun and the M8 howitzer tank on the field for Sips. Not a bad decision either. It just needs to make sure that it can clear out the AT gun. AT gun manages to... No, it does get cleared out. It looked like it managed to stay alive, but it does get itself cleared. But the rifles quickly go and recover it because, well, why wouldn't they? Mortar on the field, taking some shots at the approaching infantry. Could actually target where the AT gun was. It's actually targeting up in the reinforcement spot. That is actually brilliant. That's great. Howitzer tank, however, is going to come back and retaliate against that mortar. Sorry about that. T-34 getting repaired back at base. Up in the north, we see the Garand's Panzer Grenadiers and the AT gun moving up to recapture territory, and the Allied forces have finally suffered a point bleed, and they are down to 486, while the Axis forces are sitting at 177, which is not a lot. They don't have a lot of tolerance there, but they seem to be pushing back quite aggressively and quite strong. The Allies... the ISU is going to be a bitch, I suppose, later on. What died?
It's ready to use. Panzer Grenadiers promoted. We've added to the fatherland. Taking losses.
The howitzer tank died. Yeah, there it is.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Sorry about that. Kind of comfortable. Sniper in the center, getting, yeah, getting pretty much what scout car. And down goes the sniper, so one less thing for them to worry about. Right hand side, shock troops, conscripts, and not much else. Pack gun, Grunt Squad's trying to hold the line. They're not getting upgraded with their LMGs, which they probably should, but looks like lerovith is a little bit more keen on holding on to his munitions for now. Panzer Grenadiers on the left-hand side engaging the lieutenant. Bundle grenade getting tossed at where the lieutenant was. Lieutenant was not there anymore, and it doesn't really suffer too much damage. Backs off a little bit. The half-track is still on the field. Pack gun is nearby and getting reinforced. Panzer Grenadier is not really going to benefit too much from that, but they are getting the buff here by the command tank, so I suppose they appreciate that.
Enemy forces are securing our
Major and the ambulance repositioning themselves after the mortar attack, not wanting to continuously get barraged. Up in the north, the T-34 still being a nuisance. We don't have much else getting chased down, and we see the Allied forces recovering once again the victory points. Victory point on the left-hand side is currently decapped, and the other 2 points have gotten decapped and are getting captured at this present time by the Soviets. Command tank actually just sitting around, not doing too much. There is an AT gun that it has to worry about, but it's... Well, there it goes, moving in range. Shots flying at the lieutenant. Lieutenant takes a nasty shot and retreats. AT gun taking some shots at whatever it can. Not really doing too much. And another Jackson tank destroyer on the field for Zips. Again, if he keeps it back and doesn't just move him in to engage infantry and prioritizes vehicles, it'll probably do better than it was doing before. Pack gun moving up. Just make sure that no vehicles push in this direction. We see the usage of... Airborne. Yeah, nice. Airborne squad getting dropped onto the field here for Zips. Does have a lot of infantry capabilities, but I guess it's fine. I mean, unfortunately, though, his ally isn't really keeping up with him. Zips definitely has the short end of the stick there, as his ally is floating 1,200 manpower, with which he could very easily, you know, recover his infantry. You know, he currently has 2 conscripts and a shock troop squad, and that's it. I mean, even at the very least, even if it's not the smartest decision, just start getting a lot of shock troops out there. Why would you have 1,300 manpower just sitting there? Elephant tank getting called in for lerovith. That elephant tank will probably help him push a ton. It does have to contend with an ISU later on, but the elephant, I believe, is actually just better than the ISU flat out on a one-on-one. Maybe I'm mistaken on that, but for now it doesn't actually have to worry about one, so the elephant will reign supreme. Jackson tank destroyer won't really have too much of a shot at getting at it, especially since it's covered by a pack gun, or will be covered by a pack gun. Major over on the left-hand side, engaging against the Panzer Grenadier squad as the Panzer Grenadier squads engage the 50 cal inside. 50 cal managing to get some shots off on a MG. The MG getting suppressed. Elephant now on the battlefield, getting some shots at whatever it can, but needs to probably prioritize vehicles if it wants to be more effective. 222 scout car on the right-hand side, trying to hold the line against conscripts that approach. We do have Pio squads nearby. Conscripts pushes forward all the way across. Scout car, however, runs itself into the line of sight of the T-34, gonna get itself killed. Does manage to finish off a conscript squad before it goes down, but it does end up going down. Conscripts getting shot there by the MG and a Pio squad, down to 3 men. Also may be able to get a kill, but they're probably going to die themselves. They're currently pinned down, unable to do too much. The Pio squad gets right on top of them, and the conscripts are forced to retreat. We do see the call-in of the ISU for ygkhbb, but yeah, I mean, the elephant is on the field. So conscript squad up in the north gets eliminated, and we now see, finally, ygkhbb spending his manpower, and he spends it in building 3 conscripts at a time. No, not building 2 conscripts at a time and maybe calling in a shock troop squad to have that. No, he queues them up because... Okay, well, I should maybe not be criticizing too much. I'm pretty bad like that myself too, but... Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to be doing that. You're just giving your opponent an advantage. The Allied forces had a massive advantage in the way of the victory point. I mean, 166 points down for the Axis now, or left for the Axis. So, yeah, I mean, you don't really want to give them that much of an advantage. Left artillery getting some nice shots off there, nailing the lieutenant, nailing the AT gun, nailing everything in its path. Jeez. Everybody forced to retreat, but there's no ambulance there anymore, so they all have to retreat back to base. Yeah, it's not pretty. ISU moving up. Their elephant is on point. We do have another scout car on the field for lerovith, as he wants to keep line of sight. ISU shoots at the infantry, gets shot back and returned by the elephant, and the Jackson tank destroyer moves itself in front of the ISU and decides to take a shot to the face or side from the elephant. Can the elephant finish him off? No, he doesn't have line of sight, unfortunately. Scout car places itself in front of massive amounts of fire. Oh, that was painful. Takes a shot from the AT gun, goes out of control, and runs itself straight into the shot from the ISU. That is not very nice of them. Lerovith pushing forward with his elephant. I'm not entirely sure why he's doing that. I think he may be telling it to attack. But he's just running itself into the line of sight of the AT gun of the US forces, so it needs to move out of the way. Oh, that was brilliant. The artillery gun nailing the AT gun, taking it out completely. The elephant gonna get 1880 there by those conscripts, but it's probably gonna bounce off the armor. Doesn't really have too much to worry about. Elephant turns itself around to face T-34. T-34 takes a massive shot to the front, duking it out with the command tank, but with the support of an elephant. Oh, it does take out the command tank. Nice pickup there for the T-34, but the elephant could potentially take it out. We see more shots flying from the left artillery, but T-34 stays alive. ISU getting brought into the mix, takes a shot there at the elephant, and we see a thunderbolt strafing run right on top of the elephant, and the elephant taking a lot of damage there. Nice shots there by the rockets on the rear armor. Elephant forced to back off. The ISU is not going to pursue, however, because it doesn't want to get itself killed, and it's down to about 30% strength. So the elephant will slowly and steadily move out of the way. If he is retreating in this sense, he should take off the focus sight so it can move a little bit faster and potentially get out of the range, essentially, of those planes. But he continues to use the focus sight, which is not ideal, but well, sometimes you don't think about it, you just tell it to retreat, right? I mean, obviously it will give it increased line of sight, but interesting. Does that actually work? It looks like it does work. Very nice combination there. If you notice what happened there, his ally, I'll show it here because you can't really see it there. Oh, Jackson tank destroyer gets right on top of it. Can the elephant win, or will it do that? It wins. Mamelskill has the German Mechanized Doctrine, which has the smoke bombs. So he did a smoke bomb run right on top of the elephant, and what that accomplished is that it blocked the line of sight, so even the planes running on top of it couldn't see it, so they didn't get their last strafing run off on it. Rifle squads move right on top of the elephant, getting AT grenades, AT rifle nades right on top of the elephant, trying to take it out. I mean, they would win a lot if they managed to do that. Another smoke bomb right on top of the elephant. The elephant decides to move a little bit further forward, but it does break line of sight. The ISU is moving up. Oh, that was a nasty shot there by the ISU. Grenadier squad, Panzer Grenadier squad goes down. A second Grenadier squad down to one-man forced to retreat. Panzer Grenadiers trying to hold the line there. Elephant returning fire on the ISU. The ISU is at about 25% strength. Turns its sights on the elephant. The elephant may be going down here. The elephant is holding its ground, takes a shot, but it misses it completely. ISU misses and whiffs its shot as well. The left artillery gun has been cleared out. Elephant returns fire. The ISU still alive with a sliver of health. Who is going to win the engagement? Oh, the ISU misses the shot, but it looks like the rifle squad nails another rifle grenade into the rear, and down goes the elephant. A nice pickup there for the Allied forces as they manage to take out the primary threat here, and in the process keep their ISU alive. Panzer Grenadier squad cannot really do too much against it. We do have, no, that's another Panzer Grenadier squad. Anything nearby? Scout car, now's your time to shine for lerovith. Chase him down. That autocannon can actually penetrate the rear armor of an ISU, and as slow as health as it has, could actually take it out, but a little bit too slow on the draw there, keeping it just present, and I guess he wants to cover the left artillery gun so that it gets recovered, but that was a bit of a missed opportunity there. Another half-track gets called in for mamelskill, replacing a Grand squad as well with that. And up in the north, the victory point is getting recaptured. Allies down to 145. The Soviets have been, or well, sorry, Axis 145. The Allies are 322, 321 now. So they still hold twice the points. So they again have a lot of time. And right now, I just think they need to lick their wounds and regroup. Yeah, that was not what you wanted to do. A valiant attempt there by mamelskill. He wanted to go for the ninja kill there on the ISU, getting the half-track up in there, popping the Grenadier squad out, and Fausting it. But, yeah, too little too late, I think. Didn't accomplish that, only end up losing some resources, and that's it. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, the Allies, all they really need to do is just lick their wounds a little bit, heal up, reinforce, and repair that ISU, and they're in prime position to take this game. The German forces are struggling a little bit more. The only armor they have is a command tank, which is currently back at base getting repaired. Shock troop squad's getting right on top of the MGs. Does manage to throw a grenade at the MG-42, killing 2 of its members. Oh, and the ISU is still on the field and doing just ridiculous amount of damage. Takes out a Ren squad, and jeez. There he goes. He finally thinks about it. Scout car getting right behind the ISU. Getting some shots off on the rear armor, and down goes the ISU. Finally, leverith thought about it. Brilliant decision there. It's going to lose his scout car, but who cares? It managed to score itself an ISU kill, which is exactly what they needed. So this gives the Axis forces a fighting chance of getting back into the game. Center map is getting captured by the paratroopers, so the points are going to get bled again. Although, no, this point over here is disconnected or not captured, so yeah, they're not going to bleed much or anything, really. T-34 pushing away squads on the north, but yeah, I mean, he's quite fine. Command tank needs to get back in action and provide some support, as lerovith has lost everything, really. I mean, he has a Gren squad and a Panzer Grenadier. Does call himself another elephant onto the field, which is why he didn't have much. He was saving up on that. 720 manpower that he's not going to be getting back. But his opponent, Mr. Who has the... It's red, right? So it's... he has... No, he doesn't actually have enough for a... for another... what's it called? The ISU. It's a lot more fuel, so... They do have a decent amount of time here, so that elephant getting called in is exactly what they needed. Stay in the game. MG-42 trying to capture the point on the left-hand side, getting assaulted by a massive swarm of infantry. This is blobbing at its best, almost. Mortar actually getting stolen by the U.S. forces there. The rifle squad's picking it up and taking it to their side. And the MGs and half-track do manage to stop the approaching infantry and allow the point to get capped. The pack gun has gotten decapped or cleared off over here. And this 50 cal machine gun still on the field, being a nuisance. Right-hand side, conscript Ura forward, get themselves right on top of the command tank. 18-8 gonna be going off. Command tank, oh, it manages to barrage the first one. And a Molotov gets tossed at the Panzer Grenadiers for the second one. These conscripts could throw another 18-8 at the command tank, but the command tank decides to just get right on top of them. Oh, a nasty shot there, the command tank. Managing to inflict massive amount of damage. 18-8 does go off, nailing it in the rear. Damaged engine, and the T-34 has easy pickings here. Smoke gonna get popped right on top of the Panzer IV. Breaking line aside there to the T-34. Decides to juke a little bit and get itself inside of the smoke. T-34 not really having an easy time here. The Panzer Grenadiers do have Shreks. T-34 now running straight into the Panzer IV command tank. And the command tank retaliates and Shreks fly. And down to the T-34. A brilliant move here by mamelskill, on point with his smoke. I have never seen smoke, especially the smoke bombing plane, being utilized so much and so effectively. I mean, that was actually brilliant over here with the elephant. Using that to mask the strafing runs of the Thunderbolt, that I would have never thought of. I mean, breaking line of sight of an enemy in front of you, you know, like an AT gun and such, you know, that's natural. You can, you know, understand that. That's something you would probably think of. But for the strafing runs, that was brilliant. A little bit too late on the draw on that one because he had already gotten strafed 2 times. But if the strafe had happened the 3rd time, the elephant would have probably died. Anyways, left artillery gun back in action. Taking a barrage there at the stolen pack gun. Unfortunately, for some reason, it just doesn't show the explosions. A lot of times, I don't know what I can do to fix that, considering that it's running at maximum effect, so I don't know. Maybe my video card, maybe the game, I don't know. But regardless, you know what's happening there. Left-hand side, a nice flank here by the rifle squads with their bars. They're running straight into the elephant, but the elephant gives no shits because it's making sure that it's targeting vehicles. vehicle-wise, there's not really much to pick from on the Allies' sides, except the ambulance. So the elephant should stop prioritizing vehicles for now until they actually see a vehicle on the field, and maybe just shoot at the infantry. I know it's not great against infantry, but you know, have it do something. Bombing? What is that?
We have 100 points remaining.
Don't know what that was. I mean, I know what it was. It was the, what's it called? The precision bombing strike, but I don't know why it was here. I mean, I guess it was trying to hit the elephant, but you have the left artillery gun right there. Or right there, I should say. So, why would you target here? Just move it over. I don't know. That's weird. It is a weird decision sometimes players make, but I guess, I mean, it's a lot easier to commentate and, have an opinion if you're looking from afar, so it's very different while you're in game. So I don't know what his thought process was there. Mortar getting turned around from Mr. Zips, or yeah, Mr. Zips turning that mortar around towards his former masters. Gets artillery in the face, and it, you know, gets taught a lesson in what actual mortar power is, and down goes that mortar. Weapon gunner probably get destroyed there by the artillery shots. Yeah, one more shot should do it. Well, actually, that shot's not going to do it. It flew a little bit too wide. That one should. No, okay, well, never mind. Jackson tank destroyer on the field. The elephant is now ready to go. It's been ready to go for a couple minutes, so that Jackson is going to get screwed one of these days. MG forced to back off as there is the 50 cal machine gun on the field. It's a little bit further back. MG-42 opening up on the approaching infantry. The elephant getting brought into the mix. Half-track goes down very quickly in that engagement. The Jackson tank destroyer trying to get itself out of the way, but the elephant has it in its sights. No, actually it doesn't anymore. The Jackson manages to get away and get alive. Victory points are down to 71 for the Axis. They need to stabilize and hold those points at all costs. The Soviets have suffered quite a bit. We are going to be seeing another ISU very soon here for Mr. ygkhbb, because he is hoarding that manpower and the fuel. I don't exactly recall how much fuel it needs, but I mean, considering this is 245 and the other one has 250, I'm assuming it's somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, Mr. ygkbb's aversion to utilizing the manpower is gonna help the Axis very severely. Nice grenade goes off there by the shock troops, nailing the Panzer Grenadiers down to one man on that squad. Can they actually pick up the kill on that? They have a good shot. Down goes one of the men on the rear, but it was from a different squad, a Grand squad, and manages to keep that Panzer Grenadier alive. Another half-track on the field for mamelskill. I mean, he values having the half-track on the field to reinforce. However, he doesn't value the half-track too much because he keeps getting them killed very often. I mean, that one shouldn't have been anywhere near the front lines, so, yeah. Panzer Grenadiers over here on the north, managing to dislodge the MG. Or what was that? Yeah, that was a 50 cal machine gun goes down. 50 cal machine gun is removed from this world. And we now have the ISU on the field for Mr. ygkbb. He still has 500 manpower, which he can utilize, but I'm going to take a guess, and he's not going to? No, he should. Yeah, he does. Yeah, there he goes. Calls himself a shock troop squad on the field, so yeah, at least he's utilizing that now. Left artillery gun takes some shots at the mortar, trying to actually nail the mortar. Not having too much luck, as it is spreading out a little bit too much. Well, that is a very lucky guy, actually. Is that the same mortar from over here? Yeah, it is, actually. Center map, massive amounts of U.S. forces troops pushing forward. We do have bazookas equipped on the lieutenant and a rifle squad. We also have LMGs equipped on the paratroopers, spars on the others. The Panzer IV command tank getting its armor skirts, so actually doing quite a bit. 36 kills to its name, so that's quite significant. Bombing strike right on top of the approaching infantry, but I think it's gonna miss. Yeah. A nice thought there by Mr. lerovith, but yeah, didn't actually work. But yeah, nice try. I mean, it's a very nice ability because it doesn't actually show you the smoke things, which I think is what railway artillery should do for it to be anywhere effective. But yeah, nothing much happened. So Jackson, tank destroyer, getting pretty much destroyed here. The Panzer Grenadiers trying to chase it down. It has a damaged engine. The Garens are trying to push forward and stop it. The ambulance gets a little bit brave and pushes up on top of them, and only gonna get itself killed. Panzer Grenadiers, barrage flies down, goes to Jackson's, and the second Jackson moves in to get itself killed. What is it doing? Get out of there. You're a Jackson tank destroyer. You are currently focusing only on vehicles. What are you doing over there? You have no presence, no business being around infantry. Elephant and ISU creating their own line here on the battlefield where nobody can cross. Victory points, 71 left for the Axis, 202 for the Allies. Managing to hold in there, but again, they're not managing to establish themselves. Panzer Grenadiers push forward, trying to capture the point at the same time. AT gun and Elephant getting nice shots off on the ISU. ISU returning fire on the Panzer Grenadiers, inflicting a lot of damage. The Elephant may be able to shoot. No, it doesn't have line of sight anymore. Don't push forward. You should be using your focus sight if you wanted to actually get sight of that ISU, but because you didn't, well, that's why it didn't. So there you go. Well, finally, we see a fuel cache over here. More fuel caches all over the place. So the Axis deciding that they want a little bit more in the way of vehicles. U.S. Forces Infantry still pushing together, being a very threatening force. I mean, look at that. That is quite a bit of troops, a lot of firepower, a lot of anti-infantry firepower combined with bazooka. So, yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's definitely difficult to break. Jackson tank destroyer moving itself into the center. The Elephant turning around to face it. Won't be able to get a shot off on it as it moves away. Center map. U.S. Forces Infantry pushing forward. Jackson tank taking a shrek to the ass. Down to about 10% health. The Elephant is trying to chase it down to get a shot off, but it is a little bit caught in front of that. We see P-47 Thunderbolt strafing around right on top of the Elephant once again. The Elephant gonna be taking a lot of damage. The ISU also focusing it down. Smoke barrage getting called right on top of the Elephant. Will it work this time? Well, the Elephant moves out of the way, so it's not gonna work because it's gonna be revealed to the P-47 Thunderbolts now. Does break the line of sight of the approaching infantry, but yeah, I mean, if your ally's going to do that, try to communicate a little bit better so that it doesn't do that. P-47 is trying to target the half-track, but the half-track is obscured and moves out of the way. It actually stays alive, surviving that quite amazingly. P-47 Thunderbolt coming in for another run. Goes for the half-track and the Brumbar. Oh, by the way, Brumbar on the field for lerovith, but the half-track stays alive. That is a tough motherfucker. P-47s should actually be able to... No, they're actually gone. Yeah, their time has gone.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
ISU getting repaired over on the left-hand side. The Elephant has retreated all the way back to base. Pios are going to have to help repair. Brumbar also on the field. It is getting its spotting scope so it can have a little bit better line of sight. But it should be able to do quite a bit of work. Sherman now on the tank for IkorIZips, as he gets that because his Jackson tank destroyers have not been working out. AT gun getting decrewed there in the center. And the command tank apparently tried to go for a bit of a flank attack there on the ISU, but only ended up getting itself killed. Elephant, still not in working order, moves out onto the field. Does not want to give up or surrender. Brumbar. Oh! That was a nasty pair of shots there on the infantry, takes him out. Brumbar trying to fight the infantry. It's actually a great choice against the infantry, but not having too much luck there. Sherman trying to engage the Brumbar. It can actually do a very good job at that because it's simply because of the fact that it has a turret. It circle strafes the Sherman, the Brumbar very easily, but if it sits in front of it and gets shot by the artillery round, it's not going to have a good time. If you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're going to have a bad time. So while that fight gets underway, left-hand side, Elephant is still on the field getting repaired. The Brumbar returning shots there on the Sherman. Sherman down to about 25% strength. Brumbar actually about 60, more than half health, so the Sherman decides to concede and move out of the way. Elephant's still there. The ISU trying to shoot at the Elephant. The ISU is at about 80% strength maybe. Elephant's still there, could get some shots off, but it is currently focusing on infantry because it can. Takes a shot there at the ISU. ISU down to about half health. The command tank is focusing the attention right now, or making the Elephant, not the Elephant, but the ISU focuses its attention on it. Elephant still not using focus sight and prioritizing vehicles, so it is turning itself to face the approaching infantry. Will the shot actually land on anything? Bazookas fly at the Elephant. The Elephant now finally prioritizes vehicles and moves out of the way. The command tank took a bit of a beating there, but it's back, still at about 75% strength. The infantry retreats. Shot flies, can it get a kill? No, it actually focuses on the wrong squad. Needed to try to take down that rifle squad because it was the one with the lowest health. ISU taking a shot at the command tank. The command tank down to about 25% strength. Getting itself behind the ISU and trying to chase down the infantry. Oh, it actually now moves right in front of the ISU. Gonna get shot in the ass. No, the command tank with impressive moves managing to dodge the shots there, but it runs straight into a conscript squad. Gets 18-aided. Sherman comes into the mix and down goes the Panzer IV. Brumbar and Elephant though over, putting up a big front here. The Elephant still getting repaired there by those Pios. Nasty shot there at distance by the Elephant. Takes out the ISU, and that is a big loss there for the Allies. Down to 40 points for the Germans, however. They need to hold strong. The Brumbar is just annihilating infantry after infantry. It only has 4 kills to its name, but it's just doing a lot of damage, I suppose. Infantry forced to retreat all over the place. Guerin squad up in the north getting eliminated. No, the Sherman takes a shot there. Gets its engine, not disabled, but damaged. And the Elephant should be able to take it out. The crew pops out. It's going to try to repair the vehicle. The Panzer Grenadiers are right on top of it. The crew moves out of the way, and the Sherman is still on the field. Panzer Grenadiers focus down to Sherman, and down it goes. Does manage to keep the crew alive, however, so that's nice for them. Hopefully Zips keeps in mind that this crew does have veterancy, and he can put him inside his next vehicle, and that'll get the vehicle veterancy, but maybe you won't. We'll see. Up in the north, we see a another vehicle crew for Mr. Zips trying to go for the cap of the victory point, but we do have an MG covering that point very effectively. Center map, MG42 trying to stop the approaching infantry, but that's a lot of infantry for it to stop. Does manages to get the suppression off on 3 squads. There's 2 more squads coming up. Shots flying in all directions. The MG42 knows it's too much for one of them to handle and packs up and leaves. Mortar shots fly in its direction, and the squad barely makes it out of there alive with 1 man left. Panzer IV command tank moves up. Going to be getting some shots off on the infantry. Command tank, really the only tank that mamelskill has gotten throughout the game, so his fuel reserves are, well, they're pretty much unlimited if he's only going to be going for a command tank. He can only have 1 at a time, and he already has more than 300 fuel, so he's always going to be able to just do that. He didn't get any additional tech, and his Doctrine selection does not provide him with any additional tanks, so yeah, personally I think he should just tech up and get something else, but yeah, that's just me. He could, go tier 3 and get himself a what's it called? The Flak Panzer? The Ostwind? Yeah, the Ostwind, and to help against all this infantry. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Or he could tech up tier 4 and get his own Brumbar, which would also be great against infantry. And even have the possibility of a Panther. So personally I would like that. Or hell, even getting a Panzerwerfer. That will also help immensely. Panzerwerfer, all that artillery firepower. I mean, he does have the left artillery down there, so I suppose he doesn't really need it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would like something else to be utilizing on that fuel, but I guess it's fine. I mean, he is keeping up with the infantry, I suppose. Jackson tank destroyer on the field for Zips. He gets himself another tank. What is that tank? Another Jackson tank destroyer. So those two Jackson tank destroyers could actually inflict a lot of damage, but he needs to be very quick and supported. If those two combine, they could very easily take out that elephant, but it would be very difficult. The Sturmpanzer taking a shot to like a boss to the front from a Jackson and not actually taking any damage. That is impressive there for that Brumbar. One of the weakest compositions you can see here, rear echelon vehicle crew and vehicle crew. I believe they all have less health and armor values than others. Oh, a nasty artillery shot there by the left nails one of the vehicle crews and just forces the rest of the squads to retreat. They are, again, wow. Jackson tank destroyer takes a shot at the Brumbar, and the Brumbar just shrugs it off the frontal armor like it is nobody's business. Up in the north, another ISU gets brought into the field for ygkhbb. And he is going to be pushing on the left-hand side. We do have two MGs covering that side, and it is missing the shots. We also have a Panzer Grenadier squad with Shreks getting reinforced nearby, so they could potentially help. But yeah, I mean, the elephant is on the other side of the map, so it's going to be kind of hard. But the combination of the elephant and the Brumbar have very easily secured the left-hand side flank for the Axis. And in fact, the Soviet forces have been brought down to 80 points. They're currently triple capped, and if they don't do anything about that soon, the Allied forces are gonna lose. Rifle grenades flying at nothing. Infantry was once upon a time there, but no longer. MG pushing up into the center, trying to stop the approaching infantry, but there's just too much infantry all over the place. The Jackson tank destroyers are nearby, so they do not allow the Brumbar to just simply move in and, well, wreck face. The lieutenant and the rifle squad pushing forward, managing to get that MG out of there. The Brumbar gets brought into the mix, and Jackson tank destroyers taking their barrage at the Brumbar, but the Brumbar shrugs off a third shot from the frontal armor until finally one shot penetrates and inflicts a decent amount of damage. Elephant now getting brought onto the mix, supported by Grents nearby, so that is excellent. A Grunt squad around this side would not be too bad. Like one of them, like this one over here, covering this zone while the other one is right there. I don't know, like maybe, but I mean it's fine so far. I mean they're there and they can very easily move down south to counter any approaching threat. It is supported by the command tech as well, and the Brumbar is not far behind, so it's not really that big of a deal. Grand squad is up in front. The elephant taking some shots there at the Jackson tank destroyers. The Jackson tank destroyer managing to return fire and doing quite a bit of damage, but the elephant just reigns supreme and takes it out. The other Jackson tank destroyer moving out of the way. The elephant takes sight of it, but it does not manage to take a shot before it moves out of range. And we see something getting called in on here. It's another P-47 strafe run. The elephant will have to move out of the way very quickly. We do have multiple targets nearby that they can target. And they actually... Oh, well, one of the planes goes down. That is very weird. Panther now on the field for lerovith. So the P-47s actually decided to target the half-track all the way over there, which is surprising. Jackson tank destroyer duking it out against the Brumbar. The Brumbar managing to put up a decent fight because... Whoa, 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 what's going on here? Okay. Gonna have to cut that. Well, not cut that, but disable that. There you go. There you go. I don't know what the hell happened with that. My keyboard went haywire. Anyways, what I was saying, the Brumbar was putting up a decent fight there against the Jackson tank destroyer simply because of the fact that it is able to bounce a lot of shots off of that frontal armor. Panther now on the field. The Panther will be able to take on the Jackson tank destroyer and the ISU a little bit more effectively, as it has a lot of frontal armor where it can easily take some shots to the front. Does get itself disabled there with the rifle squad tossing an anti-tank grenade at it, but it does manage to eliminate the Jackson Tank Destroyer. We see another Jackson Tank Destroyer getting built, but the ISU is now in horrible shape as it got flanked completely here by Panzer Shreks and command tanks. Down goes the ISU. The Allied forces are in disarray. They have nothing left, really. Well, I shouldn't say left. Nothing left as far as it. And yeah, I mean, Mr. Zips throws in the towel, and soon after that, his friend does as well. And the Axis wins it with 17 points left in their tickets. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Standing by.